All right, everybody, welcome back to the farmstead. I wanted to do this video. Obviously, if you follow the channel, you know our daughter's been in the hospital. Just a quick update for her was that she's fine. The surgery went great. The doctors are just being cautious. I think she could already came home, but they're just being cautious, so she should be home Friday. I'll do another update when we know for sure. Anyway, let me get to something. So this little video is just going to be about, I'd like to title it, use what you got where you're at, right? So we're not rich people, never have been, but I just try to use what I can. Now, what I do have access to is extra material on these big job sites because I'm a union electrician. We find ourselves on a lot of job sites. They literally will fill dumpsters with stuff where you could build a house, or at least a small house, or a goat shed, for example. 99% of this wood came out of what would have been a dumpster. This is no exaggeration. I'll just show you around real quick and then I'll explain to you what we're doing here. So everything you see, you can see those are just 2-foot cutoffs. Well, they're 8 foot long. And they were gonna throw them all out. And there was probably 40 of them altogether. I used some on other stuff already. All of this zip system stuff, this is very expensive and they just had no use for it. They ordered more than they needed. So we used it all the way around here. Those trusses up on the top up there, we got all those out of the dumpster. All the 2x4s that are running across for the pole barn frame, got all those from a dumpster. I went out and bought the 4x4s, except for 2 of them. The 4x4s that were used in the corner areas. Say hi, bird. They were all in a dumpster or getting ready to get thrown in a dumpster as well. All of these 2x6s, 2x4s, 2x8s, 2x10s. Look at these birds. See, if you stick your arm out, they just come hang out. Anyway, all of these and all of this, 99% of it was going to get thrown away. Plywood, 2x4s, all the sheeting, all the decking, everything. I bought the roof material, some of the zip tape, which, believe it or not, that's expensive as hell, and some of the 4x4s. I believe that's it. I don't think I bought much of anything else for this. Out here, the reason for the video, even all these metal studs, they all were gonna get tossed. This is one of my more favorite birds. My son Wyatt, they play with each other. They chase each other around. I'll try to get a video of that at some point. Anyway, what I'm doing today. So, all of this pipe, 3-inch, 3.5-inch, 4-inch, the fittings, with the exception of that T-fitting I bought, all was gonna get tossed out, all of it. Even this underlayment, which is supposed to be for the outside of a building, but it'll work fine for underneath here to try and keep like the weeds from growing up. Okay, so let me tell you what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. This is a bit of a hillside, right? Coming down, and the erosion thing is real from when we logged it. With this, the greenery that's coming in, I'm not even sure what that is. It's not all grass or even mostly grass, it's some other stuff, but clovers and such. But with this coming in, it stops the erosion. But what still continues to happen and will continue to happen is whenever there's a real heavy rain, the ground won't soak up all of it. So because this shed, which is eventually going to be for a few goats, is down here towards the bottom, that runoff is going to come down this way, right? So my thought is to catch it here, right, and take it around the side, and then I'm going to finish this off when I can get some more pipe take it down and go underneath that little temporary fence deal there, and then that goes out over a hill. So we're also gonna do some rain catches right here. We're gonna catch it off of that gutter, and we're gonna catch it off of this gutter. I'm thinking I'm gonna buy another ICB tote. We'll probably put it right here. And then the excess, once that fills up, because you need to have the water once it fills, because it will fill a couple good rains, 275 gallons, you'd be surprised, into that T. So we'll rain catch, come down, 275 gallon tank. We'll use that to take care of the animals as much as we can, and then the overflow from that will go into there, down over the hill. All the water coming down here will, in theory, and it should, into the 3, 3.5, and 4-inch pipe. So what I did is I perforated it. You can see I just put a bunch of holes in it. Those are all 1-inch holes. So, and then there's a bunch of periodically like pilot hole bits that are throughout it as well. And we're gonna what I'm gonna do is I have, where is that? This is the landscape fabric. So landscape fabric over the pipe, and then that will keep the dirt, debris, and rock from going into the holes. And then we'll backfill it all. I got a few tons of this dropped off with the limestone. So the limestone will go on top to kind of act like a filter. So right down the hill into the little ditch. The ditch will partially fill up. That will go into the holes around the side and down over the hill, and not into the I'm calling it a goat shed, even though we don't have goat shed, but not into the goat shed. When this is done, there'll be a series of doors here, one there, one on the other side, sliding door on the other side. This one's going to be sort of like a storage spot. I'm actually going to put a few solar panels on the roof, and the inverter, batteries, charge controller, all that stuff is going to be in here, but it'll be enclosed. That way, for whatever we might need it for, enough to light the building when we need to, and also if we needed to charge something or whatever, you know, it'll be enough. I actually have a bunch of extra stuff for that. I've gotten lucky on. I have everything I need for that, with the exception of maybe another panel or two. So I just, with my daughter and everything else going on and the busyness, I got this as far as I could. We're gonna finish it over the next couple of weeks before it gets cold and after Hope comes home. But it's been raining a good amount, and you know, there's a pattern here. So I had a temporary trench dug, and that worked. It was just funneling the water out. But if you know about anything like that, there's debris coming with the water once it starts flowing. So it starts backfilling it back in, and it doesn't work as well. So this is more of a permanent fix, give or take. So I wanted to make this just because, like, when this place is, like, I don't think it'll ever be actually finished, but when it's finished, it's a good way for me to keep track of everything we did, plus just be upfront with everybody about, we're not rich people. We're not, especially not like rich YouTubers or something like that. I'm using what I can, where I can, and I get most of this stuff for free. I mean, I'll even go bargain hunt on things just to, you know, do the best I can, strike deals with people. The guy that brings this gravel, I've gotten really cool with. He's not far from here. He cuts me a deal just because I told him I'll buy all the gravel from you. Over the years, we won't buy gravel from anywhere else. So yeah, you know, I just wanted to get some content out there. Again, if you're following the channel, you know why. One more thing is that I'd like to, let's have a conversation about DeWalt or Milwaukee. What do you guys think? I'm a DeWalt guy because I started with DeWalt and it's never really failed me. The only problem I've ever had is that the chucks on the drills every once in a while come loose. this can be a fun argument, but people can kind of get bent on its shape. It's kind of like Ford and Chevy. But I tend to think that it's the trades. I see a lot of electricians use DeWalt, and I see a lot of plumbers use Milwaukee. All right, the sun's going down. I gotta get the almost down right there. I gotta get some of this gravel in there just in case it starts to rain again. So you guys have a good day. We'll catch you on the next one. Milwaukee or DeWalt.